Our newest recipient of the scholarship was unable to join us this evening. Paige Meeker is a sophomore at Anderson University, majoring in instrumental, choral, and general music education. She will graduate in 2017.
She wants her future students to achieve their dreams, go for their goals, and work hard. Paige would like to thank both boards for such a wonderful scholarship and opportunity.
This wouldn't be a celebration of the arts without someone who walks to the beat of their own drum, literally. Anna Gullion is a percussionist who will graduate from the University of Louisville in 2018.
She is majoring in music education. This evening, you will see several percussion instruments, which included jazz vibraphone, snare drum, and a drum set.
Wasn't that incredible? Give it up for Anna, everybody. Thank you so much. And I gotta say, just incredible that we can do that sort of thing. When I started here, most of my performances were done just by yelling really loud because mics were tricky. So we've gotten quite a ways. But. Would you like to introduce the next person?
Yeah. Seth Jines is currently enrolled at Indiana State University and will graduate in 2017 with a major in music education and piano pedagogy.
When asked what he believes this scholarship means, Seth stated that people in our community want the arts to thrive in Jennings County. These people hope that the future will bring more of the arts, to our community. Thank you so much, Seth.
The first piece that you just heard was Franz Schubert's Impromptu in A-flat major. Schubert wrote a lot of music during his lifetime, although he only lived to be 31 years of age. I would like to take this time to thank a couple of people. The first is God. Without him, I would not be standing on this stage. I wouldn't have the courage to be on this stage. The second is my parents, Mildred and Robert Jines. The third would be my grandparents, and especially my grandmother, Dolores. Whenever I first started taking piano lessons, she was the one that practically drove me back and forth to the lessons. The fourth would be my piano teachers that I've had in the past and currently, which would be the first one I had was Dr. Sarah Gierzinski, who has this year just retired about a couple of weeks ago. And she is now living in Portland, Oregon, if anybody wanted to know that. The next one is Grace Bob Bennett, and she's the pianist for the Louisville Orchestra, and she was a phenomenal teacher. And I'd like to thank my current teacher, Dr. Beverly Sims. Last, I would like to thank all those involved with the Park Theater Civic Center. This year has been rough, not having Hulda, but all of us have pulled through together. And I feel that she is in spirit here right now, looking down at us and just rejoicing and smiling. The last piece is kind of special to me. It's tough, but yet it's fun. The person who arranged this is a man known as Dino Kartsonikis, and he's known as the Christian Liberace. He attended Juilliard School of Music, and you can tell there's some of that little tough Juilliard stuff in there. And without any further hesitation, here is How Great Thou Art, arranged by Dino Kartsonikis. Forgot. I need to thank this special person right here, my page turner, Miss Martha Landry. I asked her at the kind of very last minute, and she's been grateful to do that.
Thank you so much for that. When you speak and when you play, I can tell it is from the heart. That was fantastic. Thank you.
Cassandra Koors was the first art student to be presented this scholarship. She is a student at St. Mary of the Woods College and is majoring in psychology with a minor in art. Cassie will graduate in 2016.
Cassie has provided artwork displayed around the theater this evening, as well as the cover art for the playbill, so collect those. Tonight, Cassie will discuss her work as well as share a musical piece with us. So, take it away, Cassie.
Before I begin my segment of tonight's program, I'd like to take a few minutes to explain my choice of music and to detail the inspiration for my artworks. The piece I've chosen to perform tonight was written by Maher Zain, a Muslim Swedish artist who frequently uses his music to bring awareness to the plight of those in the Middle East. The piece, Love Will Prevail, captures the hope that is still alive in the people of Syria, even as they've entered their 4th year of civil war. I chose to perform this piece tonight, a mere 4 days from Ramadan, to carry on the legacy and memory of a young man who I and many others believe was a ray of hope for the Syrian people. Abdul Rahman Peter Kassig dedicated his life to promoting humanitarian relief to those in Syria. In November of last year, this ray of light, our Hoosier brother, was taken from us. And though he is gone, his work lives on in the hearts of those who knew him and were inspired by him. I'd like to dedicate this performance and my artwork to the preservation of Peter Kassig's memory, compassion, humility, and bravery. May his light never burn out. Thank you.
Freedom is my destiny, and I have a
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was heartbreaking and emotional and incredible. Thank you. Our next recipient, Payne Banister, recently graduated from Indiana University with a major in theater and drama and a minor in gender studies. Payne states that this scholarship has provided me with the encouragement to follow my dreams and has allowed me to think of dramatic art not only what is done, but what the art can mean.
Payne will be performing a few monologues from the play, The Glass Menagerie.
The late playwright Tennessee Williams was one of the most prolific playwrights of the earliest 20th century. He's written plays such as The Glass Menagerie, The Streetcar Named Desire, and also Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. My last year as undergrad, I was thankfully able to take a class that focused on early American drama. And the Tennessee Williams' Glass Menagerie was one of the last pieces that we read. At first glance, we talked about how the play could be seen as a simplistic piece of sensational artwork and how sometimes it wasn't really received well because it was so simple. However, once we talked about it, we found that Tennessee Williams' work was actually an autobiographical narrative. Any of you who are familiar with The Glass Menagerie, it's a story of a young man named Tom who is a low-class man working in a warehouse. His mother is just him, his mother, and his younger sister Laura, who has a physical disability. So she cannot work, and he is the only source of income in this home. Throughout the play, Tom struggles with the choice of leaving his home and pursuing his dreams, or doing the right thing and staying at home with his mother, who he does not get along with. In the end, Tom leaves, but also feels very, very guilty about leaving his mother and sister, not knowing what happened to them. Tennessee Williams also faced a similar problem in which his sister had schizophrenia, and he also felt the need to leave to pursue his dreams as being a playwright and actor. However, he's faced the same dilemma. Tennessee, just like Tom, left, and shortly after, his sister was given a lobotomy. So Tennessee Williams was obviously felt guilty about it. While reading the play, I felt myself identifying with certain parts, coming from a working class family, having a single mother. Leaving for college was also something I struggled with, feeling guilty about going far away. Granted, it was only an hour and a half, but not having a car made it stressful. And so tonight I've selected for you the opening scene of the Glass Menagerie. That's for my first part. And the second part is dialogue between Tom and his mother, in which he tells her about how he feels, and she's questioning what he's really doing when he says he's going to the movies, and this is his explanation. Yes, I have tricks in my pockets. I have things in my sleeves, but I'm not a stage magician. I'm actually the exact opposite. You see, he gives you illusion and presents it as truth, whereas I'll give you truth in the grand disguise of an illusion. To begin with, I turn back time. I'm taking us back to the quaint period, the 1930s, when the huge middle class of America was matriculating in the school for the blind. Their eyes had failed them, or they had failed their eyes, and so now their fingers were being forcibly pressed into the fiery braille that was a dissolving economy. In Spain, they had revolutions. Here, in America, we had shouting and confusion. Here, we had disturbances of labor, sometimes pretty violent, in the otherwise peaceful streets of Chicago, Cleveland, and St. Louis. And this is the social background for this play. Listen, you think I like the warehouse? You think I'm in love with Continental shoemakers? You think I want to spend 55 years down there in that Celotex interior with those fluorescent lights? I would rather someone come in with a crowbar and bash my brains out till I'm dead than go in there in the mornings. And you come in with this rise and shine, and I just think how lucky dead people are. Yet I go for $65 a month to give up everything I am, everything I've wanted to be, and I go. And yet you say, self, That self is all I care about? If I cared about self, I'd be where he is, long gone, as far as the transportation system would take me. I'm going to the movies. Get off of me, mother. I said I'm going to the movies. Opium dens? You think I'm going to opium dens? Yes, I am going to opium dens. Dens full of vice, criminal hangouts. That's where I'm going. I've joined the Hogan gang. I'm an assassin. I carry a Tommy gun in a small violin case, and they call me Killer. Killer Wingfield. I'm living a double life, mother. By day, I'm a simple warehouse worker, and at night, I am the dynamic czar of the underworld. You know, I even go to gambling casinos. I go to gambling casinos, I spend fortunes I don't have, and I wear an eye patch over one eye, a false mustache, and sometimes, I'll put on green whiskers. And on those nights, they call me El Diablo. You know, I could tell you things that make you sleepless. My enemies want to blow up this place. Blow it up sky high. And you know what? When they do, I'll be happy, and so will you. Because you'll just get on your broom, and you'll go up and fly over the blue mountains, you ugly, old, babbling witch. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but that was one of the greatest things I've seen acted on this stage. I loved every second of that. That was incredible.
And in February, you can see the full play.
Yes, directed by
Me. Justin Chadwick graduated from the University of Indianapolis in 2014 with a degree in music education. Justin has been a pit musician for musicals and will be on staff with the Marching Pride of Jennings County this summer and fall for band camp.
He states that the scholarship creates a lasting link to the community that I grew up in. I will always be reminded of the support our wonderful community provides towards the arts. Justin will be accompanied this evening by JCHS Choral Director Sandy Waldley.
First off, I want to take a moment to thank Sandy Wildy for playing that piece for me. It was a little bit, we didn't have a whole lot of time to practice it, but she did wonderfully with it, and I appreciate that. And second off, this next piece I'm playing takes a little bit of explanation. It's a little bit out there. It involves singing into the tuba while I'm playing it, called multiphonics. It's kind of a weird advanced thing, really modern. I just enjoy doing it. Also, later on, there is beatboxing into the tuba at the same time. So it just is all sorts of fun, and it's a little weird, but I enjoy it, and I hope you will too.
That was amazing. I genuinely can say I've never heard anything like that. I'm so happy we're recording this so I can listen to it again and again. All right, it is intermission time, so please join us. Well, don't join us, we're back here. But please join us 15-minute intermission. We have a donation jar in the back. If you could all, if you have the opportunity, donate so that we can provide future for artists in Jennings County in the future. So Thank you all so much.
Thank you guys for returning with us. Before we begin our second half, we would like to invite Patty Yount, the president of the Park Theater Civic Center Board of Directors, and Josh Schaefer, the president of the Jennings County Players Board, to introduce their boards and say a few words.
Thank you. Well, isn't it a great show so far? You know, this was one of the scholarship award was something that just seemed like the right thing to do. When we opened the theater and then the partnership with the Jennings County Players. And the intent of the scholarship was different than some scholarships that are given at the high school, in that it isn't that you have been and performed during your high school years here in the community, but that you were committed that was going to be your career, and that it would be in something of the performing arts, wherever that may be. And the variety of the scholarship awards to date, to me, have just been amazing. And that is definitely the example tonight. It shows on that. We'll continue to do that. We're going to continue this, and for us, that it's a scholarship that follows for 4 years. Those of you, the parents, grandparents, lessons, instruments, driving to auditions, wanting to be a part, going wherever it takes you to be in this wonderful venue of the performing arts. Jeff Daniels has performed twice on this stage, and the first time he performed, interesting was that he gave us a cut rate on his fee, and he never hesitates to let me remember that. But the first time he came, I told him, I want you to talk to our drama kids. And he said, Patty, I don't do that. And I said, but I didn't ask you if you do it. I want you to talk to our drama kids. And he said, well, can they come to the theater? Because I won't have time to go out to high school. And I said, I'll have them here. So those of you, if you were involved in that, 150 of our kids who have performed at the high school in some venue, whether it was play or musical, got to sit for about an hour with Jeff Daniels and listen to his story of coming from a small community like North Vernon, from Chelsea, Michigan, and seeing where he has ended up. And as he said, I shouldn't have made it, but I did. And it was through support. And he told those kids, you're already way ahead of everyone else auditioning, wherever it is, because you have this theater and you have this community that supports you. And don't ever forget that. That comes from all of you out here. So, on behalf of the Park Theater Board, we'll continue to do what we do, and that's paying the bills, keep the lights on and the air conditioning and the things that we do here. And I'm so happy to be standing here with Josh representing the Jennings County Players.
The Jennings County Players has been putting on shows since the 1970s, and for a long time we didn't really have a home. They performed in the high school, they performed at small churches and other venues. And when the Park Theater was finally finished, at the end of 2002, I believe, we did Christmas Carol.
71 in the cast.
Yeah, Patty directed.
Who's counting? 71 in the cast.
And that was, with 71 people being involved in the theater at that time, that was an enormous cast size for a Jennings County Player production. That was enormous, because at the old venue that we had down in Vernon, we couldn't have fit 71 people inside the building. So for us to be able to come up here and share this stage with the likes of people like Jeff Daniels and even these young talented kids that are coming out today, it's heartwarming, and it's a wonderful thing for the community. And as Patty said, the people support this place, and it's people like you who are coming out today to support each one of these kids in order for them to find out what they need to be doing. And we would like, on behalf of the Jennings County Players, we want to say thank you, first and foremost, for coming out and supporting the Jennings County Players and the Park Theater. And we'd like to say congratulations to each one of our recipients in what they have done and what they have been able to accomplish. We are so very proud of each one of them. So without further ado, I'll hand it back to our MCs. But again, thank you very much.
Now, before you guys run away, on behalf of the scholarship recipients, we would like to offer you our deepest gratitude for all of our scholarships and present you with this plaque. It says, Park Theater Civic Center and Jennings County Players, presented in recognition of your distinguished service, loyalty, and devotion to the education and arts in Jennings County.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrew.
Your turn.
My turn. Matt Thompson is no stranger to the stage at the Park Theater or productions of the Jennings County Players. You may have seen him in several productions and concerts here.
Matt graduated from Berklee College of Music in 2013 with a major in contemporary music writing and production. This evening, we welcome him and his group, The Sounds of Summer, for some California Sunshine music.
How's everybody doing tonight? All right, we're glad to be here.
Catch a wave and you're sitting on top of the world. Don't be afraid to try the greatest sport around. Catch a wave, catch everybody tries it once. Those who don't just have to put it down.
You paddle out, turn around and raise, and baby, that's all there is to the coastline craze. You've gotta
catch a wave and we're sitting on top of the world. Not just a fad, cause it's been going on so long. Catch a wave, catch a wave. They said it wouldn't last too long.
they'll eat the words with a fork and spoon and watch them. They'll hit the road and all be surfing soon. So when they
catch a wave, they'll be sitting on top of the world.
Wow, man.
Catch a wave and we're sitting on top of the world. So take a lesson from a top-notch surfer boy. Catch a wave, catch a wave. But don't you treat it like a toy.
you get away from the shady turf and baby, go catch some rays on the sunny surf. And when you
catch a wave, you'll be sitting on top of the world. Catch a wave, you'll be sitting on top of the world.
you guys. So as you can see from these lovely shirts, I took some time after school to start a bowling team. Also have an ice cream truck business. But on the side, we like to sing Beach Boys music.
And cut hair.
And cut. Didn't even think of that one. So just to introduce these fellows, this is Connor Ertl. Thank you, Connor. Eric Morkey. And David Ertl. So normally, this one's playing keyboard and doing a lot of singing. Eric's playing drums. I play guitar and sometimes bass. Connor also plays guitar, and we both share the bass guitar at times. So, what do we do next? Want to do Ron? Yep. All right, let's do it.
Well, since you put me down, I've been out doing in my head. I come in late at night and in the morning I just lay in bed. Rhonda, you look so fine, you look so and fine. I know it wouldn't take much time for you to help me, Rhonda, help me get her out of my heart. Everybody sing now, help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. Help me, 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 Rhonda, yeah, get her out of my heart. She was gonna be my woman and I was gonna be her man. But she let another guy come between us and it shattered our plan. Ronnie, you caught my eye. Lots of reasons why. You gotta help me, Rhonda, help me get her out of my heart. Help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. 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 Help me, Rhonda, yeah, get her out of my heart.
Solo again.
Help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. 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 Help me, Rhonda, yeah, get her out of my heart.
So thank you guys, thank you. How many people out there actually saw us in May when we were playing here? Quite a few, okay. Well, then this may not be as spontaneous as it looks, I guess.
But we have a lot of great plans for this band, and we really think, you know, within the next few years, we could be playing in places like Kokomo,
Indiana.
Peru,
Indiana.
Brazil,
Indiana.
Nashville,
Indiana.
Tennessee, Paris,
Indiana.
Man, I think we can take it to Switzerland. County. Gotta dream big. We're gonna play one more for you. Thank you so much. And if you're curious, you can check us out online, soundsofsummertribute.com.
We come on the sloop John B, my grandfather and me. broke up, I wanna go home. So hoist up the John B. sail, see how the mainsail set. Call for the captain ashore, let me go home. Let me go home. I wanna go home, yeah, yeah. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. The first mate, he got drunk, broke in the captain's trunk. The constable had to come and take him away. Sheriff Johnstone, why don't you leave me alone? Yeah, yeah. I feel so broke up, I wanna go home. So hoist up the John B, hoist up the John B. See how the mainsails, see how the mainsails. Haul for the captain ashore, let me go home, let me go home. I wanna go home, let me go home. Hoist up the John B, hoist up the John B, hoist up the John B. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home, let me go home. The poor cook, he caught the fits and threw away all my grits. And then he took and he ate up all of my corn. Let me go home, I wanna go home, yeah, yeah. This is the worst trip I've ever been on. So hoist up the John B, hoist up the John B. See how the mainsail set, how the mainsails. Haul for the captain ashore, let me go home, let me go home. I wanna go home, let me go home. Hoist up the John B, hoist up the John B, hoist up the John B. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home, let me go home. Well, I feel so broke up, I wanna go home.
Thank you guys so much. We're the Sounds of Summer. We are very privileged to be here tonight. So thank you, Marilee, thank you, Andrew, thank you, Patty Young, and everybody here that's putting this together. So I did learn one valuable thing here in my theater days, which were brief, but you never turn your back on a good audience. So have a good night.
Wow! Dustin Branham was unable to join us this evening, but sends his thanks. He says, "This scholarship really strengthens the connection I have to my community and the memory of Huldah. I will never forget when she presented the award to me. She was so invested in my future and the future of all of the youth involved with the theater. I want her to know that she is still a significant reason I am driven to become the best that I can be."
Dustin has started classes at IUPUI and is majoring in communication. He plans on graduating in 2017. Allie Summers is another veteran of the Park Theater and Players Productions. Since graduating from Butler University in 2011 in music performance, Allie has become a full-time performer in Nashville, Tennessee.
"The scholarship I received," she says, from the Park Theater helped me achieve my goals of graduating with a degree in music Without their inspiring words and actions, I would not be in the great position that I am. This evening, she will be performing with her father Mike and mother Pam.
Short. All right, check one. Hello, North Vernon! Woo! Right, let's get set up here. So my name's Allie Summers. You probably figured that out by now. Graduated from Jennings County High School in 2007, went to Butler, blah, 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 as they already probably told you. Living down in Nashville, Tennessee now, full-time performer. I'm at Tootsie's World Famous Orchid Lounge. You can find me there on the weeknights. And I also am on tour with this girl named Lexi Larson, who's fantastic. And it's been a wonderful experience for me. So, I honestly could not tell you how long I've known Bill and Hulda. Rest in peace. They've been such a core part of my life for so long, I couldn't tell you about the first time I actually met them. And I'm sure that's true for a lot of the people that you've seen up here on the stage tonight. So I am incredibly grateful for everything that they've given me and everyone in this community. And it's really a special moment for me to be able to come back here and talk to you all, because I feel like this is the place where I really got my start as a performer and a musician. So it's almost like coming back to the house that built me. And that's a really special thing for me. So we have a wonderful thing here in the community with the Park Theater. I feel like they deserve a round of applause for that. There are a lot of places that do not have a place as wonderful as this, so we are very fortunate. I'm gonna bring out my dad, Mr. Mike Summers. He is part of the Park Theater Hall of Fame. And he's just an all-around cool human being. And we're gonna do a bluegrass tune for you. You ready? No? Okay. Ooh, you're having some trouble there. This song is good, actually. That's a little trouble. This song we're about to do is actually on my album that came out last year. You can find it on iTunes if you're internet savvy. If you're not, come find me and I will help you with that. And let's go for it. Go for the gold. This is called Red Hair Boy. Ready? So while I was at Butler, I became very familiar with classical and jazz. Growing up as a bluegrasser, that was a bit of an adjustment for me, but one I came to appreciate as I got older. So my mother, Pam Summers, is actually going to come up, and she's going to sing this next song for you guys. So it'll be a little bit of a family event. Come on up, Pam. All you. Do it.
The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. I see your lips, the summer kisses, the sunburned hands I used to know. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. Since you went away, the days grow long, and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, but I'll miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall.
Bet if a lot of you guys didn't know, my mom could sing. She's pretty good at it. Yeah. That was Autumn Leaves. That's a jazz contemporary tune, pop standard. Ella Fitzgerald has done it. Lots of other people have done it. It's a great song. I forgot to tell you that before the song started because that's what I do. All right, you guys get to see me play guitar tonight. And not only that, but you get to hear a song that I have never played for anyone because I wrote it. So, I'm not used to people handing me stuff and taking stuff away from me. So spoiled. All right. This song I've been working on for the last couple months or so. It's really kind of a summarization of all the experiences that I've had and the things that I've done and gone and seen. And I a full-time performer in Nashville, but I'm actually starting in the fall for my master's in arts administration at Indiana University. So that's a pretty exciting deal for me. And I'm still going to be performing, still traveling, still touring. I'm actually opening for Dwight Yoakam in August. So you can applaud, that's okay. So I've got a lot of really crazy, fun, exciting things going on, but still going to be on the stage, and I hopefully will be on the stage for many more years to come. So thank you so much for having me. This song is called Mute Swan. Staring out the back window, wondering what went wrong. Try to be brave, to be a winner all along. I dotted my T's and I crossed my I's. Broke my heart to be a failure in your eyes. And the world goes on, and I don't wanna be redrawn. If I stayed with you even without the fame, would it ever truly be the same? 'Cause no, I won't be your mute swan. Those days, well, they're long gone. If you want me, come find me and tell me you were wrong. 'Cause I'll never be your mute swan. Oh, 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 oh. Tell me, dear, do you believe what they say to be true? Then give it to me straight, 'cause I'd be better off without you. You know that's not me, yet you watched me burn. You want me to change? Well, honey, it's your turn. And the world goes on, and I don't wanna be redrawn. To make this work, we can't keep playing this game. You got to try to, so there's no one to blame. 'Cause no, I won't be your mute swan. Those days, well, they're long gone. If you want me, come find me. Tell me you were wrong, 'cause I'll never be your mute swan. Now I'm trying to stay calm and imagine the day where I'm not crucified for whatever I say. Rings, vows, and promises just won't do. 'Cause I'll not give myself up just for you. No, I won't be your mute swan. Those days, well, they're long gone. If you want me, come find me. Tell me you were wrong, 'cause I'll never be your mute swan. No, I won't be your mute swan. Those days, well, they're long gone. If you want me, come find me and tell me you were wrong, 'cause I'll never be your mute swan. Oh, 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 oh. Thank you.
Especially for sharing a new song with us. Our next recipient is Andrew Rayburn, who was actually our first recipient of the Park Theater Civic Center Jennings County Players Scholarship. He majored in digital media production from Butler University in 2009. That same year, Andrew showed his film Without Troy at the Park Theater to show what he had accomplished in his major, as well as give back to the scholarship. That event got all of this started. This evening, Andrew would like to say a few words about his experience as a scholarship recipient.
As Marilee said, I'm here because I was the first ever scholarship recipient. I am speaking to you because I do not sing. That was a hard act to follow, so taking it down a notch. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what the Players and the Park Theater have meant to me, but first, my credentials. I grew up with the Players. My entire awkward teenage years were spent here and on the stage in Vernon in front of everyone. I have played a struggling artist in Mixed Nuts, which meant dressing as a pumpkin, a mariachi, and even in a Groucho Marx costume. Bill lent me the cigar for that one. I don't smoke. It was gross. I begged for charity and was thrown out by Scrooge in A Christmas Carol, and honestly, I couldn't tell you who I played in Pillow Talk because I spent most of the practices sneaking off to smooch with my girlfriend. You see what I mean when I said I grew up with the Players. Still, my most memorable role was as the werewolf Harry Talbot in House of Frankenstein. Nobody in the cast had the heart to tell me until afterward that I was playing a gay werewolf. You see, I'm not like other men. Ow! I should have figured that out. Still, receiving the scholarship meant a lot to me, and it still does. It meant that you all had the confidence that I would be an artist in whatever it is I did, and wherever I went with that. That I would represent the Park Theater and the Players well, and it was that support that took me through college and beyond. One of the brightest moments of my life was bringing my senior film, Without Troy, back to North Vernon to show here. I am often reminded of how proud Hulda was that day. Every time I came back to the theater to see a play or catch a movie, she would see me and say, "There's my boy." I don't think that there will ever be anyone in this world who was happier to see me than Hulda was. Every time I saw her, her eyes would light up, and I miss that a lot. The Players were and are like a family to me, even though I don't take the stage anymore until this evening, and I have to read for the things I say. And being a video producer for a medical education video is hardly being the next Spielberg. This theater will always be a part of me. It was amazing to be here for the sound check and hanging out backstage with all of the other recipients. I hadn't met most of them. When I got this 10 years ago, some of these kids were 10 or 8, actually. I think about it. I don't hang out with 8-year-olds. So I didn't know most of them. But getting to know all of them, we are all united in our shared history of coming from this amazing place and our pursuit of art in places here and beyond. It isn't easy growing up wanting to be an artist in a small town and always dreaming of bigger things. The Park Theater and the Players for 10 years now have given young artists an inspiration and a helping hand. I want to thank you for what you've done for us and your continuing help with young artists every day. Thank you. Now I heard from a different thing. Our final recipient of the evening is Marilee Yeager-Taylor. Marilee graduated from Hanover College in 2010 with a degree in music performance and from Ball State University in 2012 with a degree in music education. She recently obtained her English education license as well. Marilee teaches in Bartholomew County, is the music minister at First United Methodist, and is the scholarship coordinator for the Jennings County Players. In February 2016, she will direct her first play, The Glass Menagerie, which you got to experience, I mean experience a portion of earlier, with the Jennings County Players. I still hear rumblings, so I'm going to take an extra moment to thank Marilee. Without her, this literally would not be happening. This show would not exist. The thought of bringing everyone back wouldn't exist. And I was afraid to come up here and do this. I'm sure a lot of the other performers were not normally interested in doing something like this, but she got us all together, and it has happened, and it is real, and it means the world to me to see you all out there coming to support us and that we can give a little bit back. So with that, behind this curtain is Marilee Yeager, and when it opens up, you'll get to see her. So thank you so much. Very quickly dodged this way.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Thank you all so much for coming again. We greatly appreciate all that you have done in donating for us and coming to this event. Thank you again and have a wonderful evening.